Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Worthyworthitpriceless. I am your host, Tammy Simmons. And this episode is titled, Do You Know Who You Are, Sis? And let's start right there with that question. Because sometimes we lose sight of our worth, our value, and it's not because we didn't have it, but it's because we were surrounded by people who didn't know theirs. When people don't know their worth, they pass down brokenness, like family recipes. Only there is no actual recipe, just guesses, just survival. Imagine someone giving you a recipe from someone else who never wrote it down. They just played it by ear. You know how folks say, season it until the ancestors say stop. Now imagine you're trying to follow that, but you've never tasted the dish the right way. That's what life can be like, growing up in homes with people who were mistreated, who never healed, and now they don't know how to treat us. So the curse gets passed down instead of broken. And now we walk around not knowing we're valuable because the people who were supposed to protect us neglected us instead. But let me remind you of something. God doesn't make mistakes. Psalms 18, verse 30 says, As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is flawless. He is a shield for all who take refuge in him. So if you're going through something, if you've been hurt, dismissed, overlooked, let this be your reminder. God is your refuge. He has not forgotten about you. And I know people say things like, I was born into the wrong family. But sis, no, you weren't. You were born into that family on purpose. God placed you there because he knew you'd be the one to bring them out. He made you the deliverer. If your family didn't need you, there wouldn't have been a reason for God to have sent you. You are the one with the vision. You're the one who sees more. You're the one who knows better. Why? Because God chose you. He gave you the wisdom, the discernment, and strength. Not because you could fit in, but so you could break generational curses. That's why you're the black sheep. That's why you feel everything so deeply. That's why they mock you, but secretly watch you. Because they don't know it yet, but you're the Moses of the family. You're the Esther. You're the Deborah or Deborah. You're the David. And let's talk about Moses for a second. He wasn't supposed to be alive. Pharaoh ordered all the Hebrew boys to be killed. But God set Moses apart, hid him in a basket, floated him into Pharaoh's house, let him be raised by the very system that was meant to destroy him. God will do that. He'll preserve you in enemy territory because he has a greater assignment for you. And when the time comes, he'll send you back, not as a victim, but as a liberator. And if you still have doubt, read Psalms 139, verse 14. It says, I will praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And may I add, tightly knit too. You were crafted with intention, created in the image of God, not a knockoff, not an afterthought, but a divine original. People won't always celebrate you. In fact, some won't want you to know who you some won't want you to know who you are because they're afraid you'll rise above them. They're comfortable as long as you're sitting still, but start walking in your worth. Start building something. Start speaking up. And now they're concerned. Let them be uncomfortable. You weren't created to blend in. You were called to break out. I remember someone once told me employed people can't hang around unemployed people. At that time I brushed it off, but later I saw it. I saw the truth in it. Back then, I would call off for work just to hang out. I had responsibilities, I had bills to pay, but I was trying to match the mindset of the people who had none. And that's the danger. Being around people who don't know their value will make you forget yours. But the word already told you, you are more precious than rubies. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You were created in God's image. God's ways are perfect. So know this. You're not a mistake. You're not too late. You're not broken. You're chosen. You're anointed. You're dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. And so I ask you one more time, do you know who you are, sis? Because he does. I hope that this podcast episode blessed you. I will also have a written version of this on the website, Worthyworthitpriceless. If you need more encouragement, there's a blog on there. And I also have encouraging encouragement cards that I just came out with. I have them for women, men, and little girls, and I will be adding more as we speak. But I want to give you guys that encouragement. I hope it blessed you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, always know you have worth, you have value, you are worthy, worth it, and priceless.